Hello there folks, welcome to another train simulator video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the fourth pack. Yes, 4. We are almost unable to count them on one hand. From Diesel Workshop, the guys that have been making these very lovely Alco RS3 packs as of late. And various other locomotives. I highly recommend going and checking out their site if you have not yet. As always, I will link down below where you can find this pack underneath the video in the information section. But this is their fourth pack, again, the Western Maryland RS3 pack. Now, you can get this just like any of the other packs for about $15, US dollars anyway. I'm going to monologue for a minute and then we'll just dive right into it. The RS3s, just like all the other videos I've done, were built in the early 50s to the tune of about 15, I almost said 15, like that's a number, 1,500 units. They had a 244D 12-cylinder prime mover, popping out about 1,600 horsepower. Now, as far as I know, the Western Maryland had about 14 of these suckers. Numbering 185 through 198, which of course looks to be legit because this is number 186 right now. But anyway, the Western Maryland Railroad itself, just in case you may not know anything about it, it was chartered in the 1850s as, I think it was called the Baltimore, Carroll, and Frederick Railroad Company Business Industry Place. They had huge names back then, but it officially became its own, being named Western Maryland in 1853, and it was a truly independent railroad until about 1964, when Chesapeake in Ohio and Baltimore in Ohio joint purchased the Western Maryland Railroad. It still operated independently, as a lot of railroads did back in the day, under their own name and moniker. But that lasted until about 1972 when Chessie was formed. And then later, of course, from Chessie, CSX. Most of us know the story, but just a quick recap. It was primarily a coal hauler, black diamonds, if you will. They hauled, everything over their trackage. And by trackage, they actually had about 830 some odd miles of said trackage. The Western Maryland Scenic Railroad is currently pretty much all that exists to this very day, and that's currently where we're at. This station right here, this building was built in 1913. This is currently the home of the Western Maryland Scenic Railroad, and it's pretty neat because we've got it in the game right here before us. This route, of course, is the B&O Mtn Sub, which came out a few weeks back on Steam. You can go and pick up now, of course. It's got a tiny bit of the Western Maryland Thomas Sub, and then the rest of it is, B&O stuff. But it's here. This is pretty cool. If you want to do some heritage moves, all that good stuff, there's a big yard over that way. Just all kinds of fun stuff you can do with this. But anyway, that's pretty neat that we can do that. I'll just go ahead and show you where we're at on the map just in case. So this is where the station is. And the yard back here. Used to be a bit of a yard back here as well. And then Cumberland, as a lot of us know, is down here. Big Chungus, Cumberland, right there. But the little scenic railroad that we're at here runs, I think it runs between Cumberland and Frostburg. I mean, it was once part of the main line between Cumberland to Connellsville, PA. I think the average trip or tour you can do is about 5 hours or something like that. And it's scenic AF. I've seen tons of videos of it. I'd love to do it. Those of you that have, you're lucky. That would be pretty cool. But anyway, so yeah. They created the tourist railroad back in the 80s because the town was kind of crapping out. This used to be I mean, it's still a nice area, but it used to be Boomtown back in the day. That's why this massive hotel was built over here. Where's it at? Over here? Over here? There it is. And it, slowly faded away. But anyway, we're not here about the route. We're here about the locomotive. So I've kind of got it set up like a tourist train, if you will, with some old heavyweights, lightweights, diner cars, all that good stuff, and a caboose down yonder. So let's go ahead and fire this puppy up. All right. As you can see, it is pretty much specified to Western Maryland, and they were special. Now, a lot of you already know that this is not all you get right here. I've got the other one hidden away deep to the left somewhere with a big-ass coal train behind it. But this is the stock basic RS3. You're also going to get an RS3M. Well, I don't know if it was particularly an RS3M. It was they called it a Hammerhead. I'm not sure where that came from. I don't think they're referencing the shark. I think more a hammer, like the tool. But anyway, we'll check that out in a minute. We're going to just look over this one here first and foremost. It, of course, is legit. I mean, they got, just like the other 3 packs they came out with, they got, you know, they got these right. The handrails, grab bars are yellow. The side along the deck here are black. I don't know if they've done something to the pilot here. I should have brought another one for reference, but I think they tucked the hoses in that little slot there. Maybe they didn't. Maybe they did. I don't remember them being there, but yeah, I mean, it looks good. They've got their little emblem here once again, which is pretty nice. The lovely, very lovely Alco trucks. Love them to death, Alco trucks. And another thing about Diesel Workshop is these guys make some good-looking wheels. I haven't seen a lot of train wheels and train sim that look this good. There's a couple developers out there that make some good-looking train wheels, and they're one of them. You know, they're not mirror finish, but they're kind of shiny because, you know, they're basically polished every time they're out running the rails, and then the outside bit is just kind of rust, grime, bleh. You know, that's what they look like, and they nailed it. They got it right. All the little details, just, you know, it's something you've come to expect from them because this is their 4th pack, like I've said. It is black, so it's kind of hard to tell. As far as detail, I've turned up my contrast. I'm sorry, I've turned down the contrast, make it a little brighter, and brightness up as much as I possibly can without making it too washed out, in hopes that it conveys through in the video here. The number boards look good and are legit. They've got the dual beam headlight, which they had. The logo, I don't think you can get any more correct and awesome sauce than that. I mean, the Western Maryland Railroad to me has just been one of those little, I don't want to say little, I don't want to belittle it. It's an Eastern Railroad, fallen flag, and they were cool. They had some cool livery, some cool stock. You know, the places they ran, just gorgeous. Bring a tear to your eyeball. Pretty. Anyway, this thing looks amazing. This, I don't know if this is new. It looks like there's a little bit of rustation going on, rustioleum in there, but that's a different color, which is nice. It's not just, you know, all black. And there is a little bit of, you know, staining and weathering on the cowl, the body itself. It just may be hard to tell, like I said in the video, because it's dark and my settings may be different than yours. So, and look at this marker light. This thing is tiny. It's like the size of a friggin' ice cream cone, and it's that detailed. Beautiful. And those are true and legit to Western Maryland as well. You'll notice, I wish I'd have done it now. I can keep talking about it, but it's not going to change anything. I should have brought the other ones out here just to compare. Maybe I'll do that one day as a separate video or something. But, you know, they're legit. Let's see if we can turn them on. You can turn them on just like the other ones. I think it's Control-Shift-U. No, U. No. Now Control U? Shift U? U? I forget what it is. I don't think it's... I'm not doing it right. Oh wait, they're not on. I'm an idiot. Alright, we'll check that out in a minute here. The stack, you can tell. I'm not sure why Western Maryland had these specified in this way, but they had a very particular stack compared to some of the other railroads, RS3s. Thing is huge, man. It looks like a cannon. You can stick that sucker on the front of a tank. It's a big boy. The lettering looks fabulous as it possibly can be, as well as the numbers. Alco 1600 HP DS23. There's the Alco emblem, which as always looks very crispy. Like KFC crispy. That looks nice. And then radio equipped. Always loved that old school radio equipped lightning bolt. And look how friggin' sharp that is. Alright, like we're zoomed all the way in now and you can kind of see some jaggy jags. But that's very sharp. Very, very sharp. Safety first down here as well. I mean, they got it, man. They with these railroads, they got the little deets. One of the first things you should notice if you've been following these on Facebook, as I have, with every waking breath, that ain't no A200 and that ain't no E2. I believe it's an M5. Woo! That is nice. I think I just made my dog a little nervous with that yelp I just did. But yeah, new horn model and new horn. This thing, it's really making me grin. There's not a lot of stuff that does this in train sim, but I'm just straight holding it down. I'm not hearing any crazy loop or inconsistencies or anything like that. It's just sexy. Oh, and the Model 2, man. Good God. The M5 is a special horn to me anyway. It's just, it has that kind of, it's just like a crazy sound, you know? It's like, I don't know. It sounds like something that'd be on like a Mad Max vehicle or something. Again, all the rivets. I mean, look at the angles on there. This thing is a polywog for show. It's the rad fan. I mean, it's going to have all the standard good looks that most of these RS3s do. They're not going to come out with one pack and just decide to skimp. You know, that wouldn't make any sense at all. So it's got a front and a rear horn, of course. We'll go ahead and hop in now. So it's green again. As with the windows, of course you can open and close them. The door as well, as with all the other ones. Seat is very red. It's got that that vinyl, cracked vinyl. You can probably smell it. A little metal piece here, the L shape. Let's pop the light on here. I do appreciate their cab light too, because it's not like overpowering. It's not a light that just emits out of the heavens and makes everything bright, you know. It looks realistic, which is nice. It's got that glow, you know. And not to mention the friggin' bulb in that thing. Look at that. Very, very nice. Sharp detail. Of course, the brake handle, the brake pipes all look good. We'll go ahead and pop them on here. Dials as well. Alco looking good as usual. Got your reverser handle over here. That's the selector. Here's your reverser handle. There's the throttle. Got your headlight switches as per usual. Number board lights front and back. Well, there's the window. It's hitting the window. There we go. Front number board lights. Which one is this one? Window's getting in the way. Let's see if I can do it better over here. Which one is that? Front class lights. Alright, so we'll turn those on. Rear class lights, we'll turn those on. You'll notice you got two... Alright, I lied. We'll get to that. Just forget I said that. There's your bell. It's very nice. It's a cab light switch here as well. All working. The sounds are good as well. It's got that thin, metallic, you know, kind of almost hollow sound. the gauge light switch as well. Big start stop buttons. They don't actually work, but you know, if you want, you can use the F4 thing over here, the F4 HUD. I believe this is part of the engine priming as well. This bit up here, it's not operable though, sadly. Foot heater, whatever the hell. What is this, our sander? There we go. Where's the wipers? There they are. There's the wipers. They work and they sound good. Like the biggest things that gets to me in train sim is some wiper sounds on some rolling stock. It is unbearable to drive in anything other than perfectly clear weather because of some wiper sounds. Of course, you can open this door as well. The diamond plating on the deck looks good AF. I mean, that alone. These guys are impeccable modelers. I really don't have to say it. I mean, a lot of you already know. You have these, you know, it goes without saying, but it really, really is nice. So that's this boy. There you go. So we got the class lights on. I kind of broke those earlier. Let's see if I can get them working here. So it's just U. That goes to white. Keep hitting it. Is it shift U? There we go. Shift. So it's just white and red. There's no green on these, I believe. Oh crap. I just hit some overlay command by accident. I don't know if you can see that or not. But anyway, yeah. That's the standard Western Maryland RS3 there. So we'll go ahead and fly on over here to doing what they did best, and that's hauling coal. There it is. So we got 2 Hammerhead skis and 1 rando normie. These Hammerheads were pretty damned interesting. We'll just go over a bit of history about these just quickly. So Western Maryland's fleet of, I think there were 280 consolidations, oddly enough. Just did a video on the consolidations from Machine Rail. Their fleet, passenger fleet, was aging. They did passenger trains and whatnot, so they needed something to replace them. They came up with these. That's why they've got that funky short high hood. It essentially contained a steam generator for heating, passenger coach heating, and also dynamic brakes. This is a mountainous area, a very mountainous area. You know, it's not West Coast crazy sharp mountains, but it's, you know, very, very old granddaddy mountains, but, you know, still mountains nonetheless. But that's why they look so funky. Some of these, they put I think the EMD 567B from like retired EMD E8s just for reliability. I don't know if these had them, honestly, but they had 4. Some of the rebuilds were performed by X DeWitt Shop in New York City, and some were completed at Juniata in Pennsylvania. The rebuild program began in like 1972 when they started doing this, and some of them, they got the EMD 567s. But anyway, yeah, they had 4 of these, I believe. They had 3 built, and then later they had a 4th one kind of completed. They just threw the steam Jenny in. And again, the numbers were 185 through 198. So this is 193 and 194 we got sitting here in front of us. So these are pretty interesting, man. These are rare birds right here. And they look cool. I don't know what it is. They just look cool as hell. It's like half GP9, half RS2, RS3. They're funky. They are funky. Funky Colmadinas. Go ahead and take a look exterior-wise. For the most part, it's going to be the same exterior. I just noticed that that pipe there. It looks good. You can actually see like a rubber sleeve on there. I don't know if I've noticed that in anything else really in train sim. It looks pretty nice. It's going to be the same dealio for the most part. They just had some of them built as per. They got that big old stack. God, even that looks good, man. Look at this. These things, Hanover Sub and B&O Mtn Sub and train sim will never be the same. They won't though, because I'm literally just gonna run these, and until we get anything that's remotely good over the vanilla stock that we got with the route itself. These are just cool, man. They still got the class lights. So there's 2 horns on these. We'll go ahead and hop in this one. 2 hand pulls. God almighty. Diesel Works, you guys are spoiling us. We are finally getting some developers making some old stuff, some heritage fallen flag stuff, and it's good. Really good. So stop. Space bars for the normal one, and then you got to hit shift space for the secondary. God, listen to that. I want to shut it down, but I just realized we're hooked up to some other ones, so it's not really going to work. But it's even got a bit of a fade and echo to it. Oh, listen to that. Oh, these guys, man, I'm telling you. So same deal. Windows and doors are going to open. I don't think there's much in differentiation. I feel like it's the 5th time I've said that word, by the way, in this one compared to the other one. But we're going to run this thing up the mountain here a little bit over the viaduct. Very nice little area up here. And this son of a gun is heavy. Let's go ahead and make sure we're pathed here. I don't know why I put us on this track, but I did. Numbskull move. Alright, we'll go up, over, and then down. Shazam. Get them headlights on. So we got a cold drag here. 3 Alcos. 1600 HP a pop. The bell is different as well. At least I think it is. I don't know what it is. I barely know my horns. I don't know my bells. I know there's like steel, brass, E-bell. Probably more, but it sounds different. It may not be, but it sounds different. So this son of a gun is heavy. It's not much, but keep in mind this is Train Simulator. The physics are like crazy. Drag coefficients, weight, all that. It never really pans out all that well, but we're gonna try and pull this thing. I think I got about 30-40 cars, something like that, with the circus boost on the back. Circus boost, best boost. This thing just looks so cool, man. And the nice thing about these, yeah, they look great. Yeah, they sound great. If I had my way, would the prime mover be just a little bit louder? Maybe a little bit more smoke. But for the most part, it's top tier as far as I'm concerned. Considering a lot of the stuff that's thrown at us, for the most part. But physics play an important role too, right? Like they can't take off like a rocket and just feel lighter than a feather, or it just doesn't work. For me, at least, it doesn't. Some people are totally content with bottom of the barrel stuff, and that's fine. To each their own, no biggie. But these are nice because not only do they friggin' look amazing. They sound good. You know, they're different from one pack to the next. You know, per railroad specification, but again, they feel good. You know, they don't feel overpowered. They weren't. They had 1,600 horsepower per. Like, that's not very much by today's standards, and they feel like they've got 1,600 horsepower, right? So I've got it notch 3, and we're just now at about 5 miles an hour. We got 30 Colgons. Put it in notch 4, and you will get wheel slip as well. You may not be able to see it in the HUD, but I'm going to go ahead and just chuck it into notch 8 here. There you go. There's your wheel slip. You can hear the engine ramp up as well. I'm not sure that you can see the wheel slip, but it's there. It happens. So use your sand. But I'm an eager beaver. I can't wait to run some coal, TOFCs, whatever the H, through these mountains on the B&O Mtn Sub. But that's pretty much it, guys. So if you think you may be into this, go and pick it up. It's, like I said, it's worth its weight in gold, just like every one of their other 3 packs and their other stuff. They've got SD38s, all kinds of stuff on their website. Again, I'll link it below. But that's going to do it as far as this portion. Going to do a couple of, try and do some like scenic flybys, kind of tied into the end here. But as far as me jaw flapping, that is going to do it. I do appreciate your time. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time, guys.